Yeah, Ariane, in your area, yeah, Ariane, yeah, in your area.
Labantwana batudlala Costa Teach, labantwana batudlala uMapore, labantwana batudlala Rikiri, TKZ, Halagash,
Ariane, in your area,
Halagash,
Ariane, yeah, in your area.
Okay guys, welcome to another video. I'm your host as always, Craziekind, and also known as Craziekind. I'm not alone today. I'm here with Fabs, also like that Fabio, as you can see, and Pat Productions. Pat, what is your full name by the way? Production. Which is this name, bro? Next time.
Oh, Patrice File.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Pat, bro. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me today, Fabio tonight, for coming in and doing some cool snaps here behind the scenes, and for the viewers that's going to be checking out throughout this interview. We're just gonna talk about certain things. We didn't even plan about this. Okay, we did plan, but we didn't know for sure how it's gonna turn out. But I mean, we're just gonna share some stories and we're gonna bounce off one another in terms of discussions. I don't know how it's gonna pan out, but I'm super excited just to share Pat's story now. I'm accompanied by 5Ds here as always. Appreciate this, dude. Super excited, man. Pat, let's start with you. Like, how did your passion for photography come about?
Okay, so this is what happened. I used to go out hiking a lot with friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was one of my friends that had like a small camera, you know?
Yes.
You know, back in the days, we never had like proper cameras like these ones.
Yeah.
So like he used to take a lot of pictures of like flowers, you know, plants and stuff. So from there, like, I used to go with him. I wasn't too much into like photography stuff.
Yeah.
But I like, after seeing what he was doing, and it just rubbed off me.
Yeah, I can relate to that because when I started out as well, I also started out just taking my phone and just, documenting my own experience going on hikes and stuff, I don't know, you were like occasionally sometimes with me when I do these things, like especially with Blue Rock, like, it was like, I just came with my camera and just document that. It was like,
That's how it all starts, man. It all starts like that.
With the phone, you don't have to have like proper equipment.
Or like a background in photography, like studying the photography school or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of the times where that starts. It's just like sometimes you just have a passion, man.
Yeah, because all the stuff that you can learn is on the net as well.
On the net,
Yeah,
YouTube, man.
Yeah. Who do you look up to the awesome?
There's a couple of people I just showed. Before this interview, I showed you guys everyday people stories. There's Peter McKinnon. There's but I'm more into beauty photography, so there's the likes of Jessica also, and fashion photography. There's a lot of, like, through this lockdown, I discovered a lot of photographers, man.
You know Mangosteen?
Mangosteen, no.
Johnny, I must introduce you to them very good.
Yeah, you know,
Definitely.
yeah, personally.
Obviously, I don't know them personally. It's a couple. They in LA. It's a couple of girl and guy.
They do beauty shoots.
They also feature Jessica basically. They do beauty. A lot of fashion. Yeah, a lot of beauty. But what's great about them for me is they just like always have a realistic way of showing photography. It's not like everything is a production studio. Nah, they just show you like wait. For example, one of their videos is like how to pose your models, which aren't like
they're not models.
Yeah, how to pose friends that are not models.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, or just they're very good.
That's very important.
Yeah,
especially like in an environment like a studio vibes, where like anyone can just book you for shoots.
Yeah,
not professional models.
Yeah, and
so you need to like watch those videos and learn how to post them.
Exactly.
Tell them to do this.
So essentially, you learn how to become a director yourself.
Yeah,
that's how you learn.
And you, Fabs, how did you start it out?
Yeah, no, I started off actually influencing first, and then afterwards influencing, doing fashion stuff, fashion photography, And then eventually I was like, listen, I'm gonna take this seriously. Because I don't like doing things half-heartedly, you know. So when I was doing my studies, I did it really about that, got it out of the way. And then now also like with photography, I'm like going fully. And then that's when I started going into photography. Fully, yeah.
Also, there's a point in that you were also like videography and stuff like that.
Yeah, videography was more like a side project, you know, but photography was like always like the main thing, in my opinion. Because now even videography right now, it's more YouTube. It's not like but like photography is where it's at for me.
Okay, who do you look up to? Like, I know for me, I know who, but I mean, for those who's watching, who do you like?
Who do I look up to?
You come, you know who you look up to.
No, I don't.
Marty, like from.
But he's videographer, he's a videographer.
Oh, okay.
But I don't actually look up to Peter McKinnon. You probably think Peter McKinnon because for me, his photography, like what I like about Peter McKinnon is he's an personality. You know, he's like a very good personality. But I like Mango Street. I look up to him. And a few other people, even in South Africa, Brandon Hinton. That's my favorite.
Brandon Hinton. Oh, the guy that blew up overseas.
I don't know. But he's like a ginger guy. It's like a red hair. He's a very good Cape Town photographer. Yeah, and Melissa Brown.
Oh, yeah.
South African, Cape Townian, like fashion, like not fashion, lifestyle photography is very good.
Okay.
And who's your influences?
I mean, pretty much the same people that you guys mentioned, you know. I feel like we all look up to the same persons out there on the net. Everyone can take some elements there, but also evolve.
Add your own style. Very important.
Yeah, and so back also like we're sitting in this beautiful studio, so like how did this came about, man?
Yo, so it's like it happened just after lockdown, man. Not okay, we're still on lockdown right now.
Imagine,
yeah, we're still on lockdown, man. I don't know what day is it.
200. I don't know. Remember when they said it was going to be what, 21 days?
Yeah, 21
5 days kept going. So this came about around July. So we started doing the studio setup and stuff. This wasn't actually even a studio. We had to build it from scratch. We have this one thing that we're working on. We want to put out there to help people like bring ideas from scratch and then turn it into an income. So like and then also there's this side now where there's a studio. Kiss Media Production. So there was a lot of revamping going on and stuff. Doing online branding. We're so busy doing the studio branding.
So you just focus on photography, no videography, anything outside?
No, like everything. It's a media production.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Everything like media production, photography. Craziekind production. I need to get me t-shirts too, bro. You inspiring me, man.
No, but I look up to both of you.
Listen to you.
Yeah, but you were saying something about like arts and all the media that you're doing.
Yeah, media production now. So we do photography, videography. Mostly like fashion photography, beauty and portraits now. But then we welcome any clients that can that wanna book us.
Hopefully
as
well,
man. We do everything.
So you used to do on location as well?
On location, indoors and outdoor, we do that. I mean, like as a photographer, I started off as outdoor photographer. I was just focused on outdoor shoots. I'll do studio now and then. So, like I was focused more on outdoor shoots and stuff. But like right now, we do both studio and outdoor. Mostly in the studio because I mean, we need to push shoots here.
So
like
so where can people like get hold of you? What's your details or like
details?
Like work. How can people see your work? And stuff?
Mostly most posting on Instagram, Kiss Media Production. Facebook, same name, LinkedIn, and there's a website, kissmediaproduction.com.
Okay.
So, what made you choose the name Kiss Media Production? Because I can, thinking of that name, I can maybe think of maybe like a funny story behind it.
Listen to you. Okay, so the actual name, Kiss actually stands for Keep It Simple and Smile.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to put it out there because like the whole point is for people to ask me like, yo.
Oh, okay. So you want people to ask you
They
that?
must ask me like.
Like curious, like.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. Like come through the studio and ask me that. What does the name mean? Keep it simple and smart. And what motivated Kiss? I worked in the studio before I went like full time on my own. I was working in the studio, and then like I always tell people to smile, you know, keep it simple, you know, like, don't do too much, just be you. Don't come here and try to be like a celebrity. Just be you. So
speaking of celebrities, who have you worked with, like top people that you
top people? I had a kid.
Apart from me, like.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't worked, but I go to a lot of events. Okay, this wasn't an event though. I worked with Babalo Meno last year, around about this time last year. Yeah, she was in Cape Town, you know, so they booked me stuff, like cover the whole, you know, event, that show that.
But Bob, you're also doing pretty good for yourself, like, what's happening on your side?
No, like I'm mainly just taking it slow in terms of like just you know, in terms of lifestyle photography and just getting into weddings and getting more weddings because obviously Corona hit, nobody's getting married. So it put like a stop, but then I'm just more into getting
But tell us about your company, bro. Like
my company.
Your business, like vision.
It's actually Visione.
Visione, okay.
I think
It's French.
No, it's actually we just say like a cool name actually. It's a cool name. Play on the word vision, but everybody just thinks it's the vision photography, but it's actually Visione. But yeah, it's fine. Like it's just a business photography venture that we started.
Who's we?
Me and my sister.
Oh, okay.
So we specialize, or our main sort of focus is on weddings. But we do all types of family shoots, foundational family shoot, like a bunch of shoots, you know. So it's I think what we try to give is just like, you know, try to make the experience, the whole experience, photography, the wedding, everything that you have is memorable. That's a good experience.
It's cool.
Very important.
And how's the Craziekind production?
Yeah, I'm just taking it easy, guys. I'm like, dude, like.
What inspired the name, bro?
Craziekind, you know.
Craziekind.
You know, a lot of people have different
Is it crazy or just?
Yeah, you know, it's either Craziekind, whatever. People like came up. It's just developed, evolved with the time. I'm still figuring myself out. So at the moment, I'm just more into more videography than photography.
Okay.
And then I like to do more of like action shots in terms of like, I don't know if you guys know of Chris Rogers.
No.
Like those kind of scenes and Tone versus this one's idol. I'm joking.
I'm worshiping.
I'm more or less into action stuff, like so. Even though I don't know how to swim stuff. That these two, I don't know how to swim. But I still put myself out there.
So step to them.
Yeah. But I'm just
They'll teach you like.
So I'm more.
I'm more to be a professional myself.
Better than me.
I'm actually on the spot here in terms of like what is Craziekind. But Craziekind, adventure photography and videography, and just like doing mostly this, you know, sharing people's stories, because there's a lot of people who are unique in Cape Town and broader in Africa, you know, all into Africa, everywhere in the world. And I just try to share that story and like, you know, give you guys the opportunity to maybe whoever's watching this, you know, can contact you guys and then, you know, create businesses and out here. I don't know if you're aware of this, like indirectly I'm actually doing it with you, you know, with this sending you stuff and stuff, kids and stuff, you know. And I feel like that could also be where I'm going, but I'm also not sure, you know, where I'm heading with this.
So they're still deciding.
Still.
Where do you want to take like kids media? Like let's say in a few years or
Okay, right now I still have to sit down. Right now things are just moving.
Yeah.
They're just moving. Like I still need to develop into
Yeah.
that person. Like you know, as you grow, you also need to develop into that person. So
Yeah.
like right now, I just came from doing individual photography as a photographer. Like I never worked with anyone, but like right now we need to start building a team and start planning for maybe international gigs and stuff. So that's like the main goal from now. Maybe yeah.
I think there's a lot of creatives out here that we can all connect with and learn from one another. Because I feel like we all in the same journey, and it's very helpful that we can like bounce on one another, to push ourselves like a boomerang, or like not like a boomerang, but if I go forward, you bring the other person.
Like pull them up.
Pull them up. As soon as you stuck, and then if they go forward and they come, because you return the favor. Return the favor so that you keep on going forward at the same time.
What do you think of the Cape Town photography scene? Like, do you find it competitive? Do you find it like nice? Do you get helped a lot? Like, how's the vibe in Cape Town?
Cape Town, when it comes to photography, man, like I don't know, I'm not too much out there, like mainly with Cape Town photographers, but from the few people that I've met and I've worked with, I've picked up. I don't want to say bad stuff, man, but like most Cape Town photographers don't like connecting with stuff.
So like one of the challenges?
Like, that's like the challenge in Cape Town.
It's about out of jealousy, or it's like I don't want you to succeed because you're gonna take my clients.
Everyone. I mean, Cape Town people it's how people carry themselves. Like for instance, if I'm doing better than the next person, I'd want to put them on, that type of vibe. Like what you just explained now, we all need to pull each other up. When someone goes forward, you pull your friends up. But then it's a different vibe in Cape Town.
I agree with it. Exactly. Like people in Cape Town tend to want to keep their cards close to their chest. They don't want to help each other. I don't know. Maybe it's a community thing, but I think it's something that I don't know. Do you find something similar to that?
Yeah. I can be honest. I'm also a victim for that, and I'm also someone that also does that in the process. And I'm trying to change my ways. It's not cool. I'll be honest, guys. It's not cool because if people can just not like you as a person, and I don't want to be that person. So moving forward, you gotta have to change your ways and be more humble in terms of in the culture and the community itself. So like. That's me at the moment. I'm also trying to become a better person than myself, but that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I need to mention something now. What do you call?
Yeah.
When it comes to Cape Town photography, there was at some point I wanted to build like a photography club. I had this idea where we just like link up as photographers and then we grow each other. If I know something, let's say I know how to retouch, I'll make sure that you also know how to retouch. Like everyone in the group, whatever you're good at, you share with other people. But then, it never materialized, man. I tried getting people on. Everyone was in their own vibe, They want to do this. They do like individuals, man. I want to work on my own. That's the vibe.
Okay, what advice would you give to the upcoming videographers and photographers coming out in Cape Town? And what advice would you give yourself? Or would have given yourself 5 years ago?
Okay, so I feel like as a photographer or videographer, you need to have someone that you look up to. That's like a must. There's no way you're gonna make it, on your own. You need to have someone that like worships their work, man. But then you don't replicate what they do. You do it, but then you create your own stuff. And then from there, like it makes your process, your growth easier. It makes the process easier for you, to grow quick because you have someone that you look up to. So they've been there, they've done it for years. They know the ups and downs. So if you go in that direction and you're looking at someone that did it already, it's much easier for you to grow.
And you? Is this for yourself as well, for like 3 years or 5 years?
Like if you could,
Yeah, for my younger self too, man. Like, I wish I knew the Cedrics and all these people back then when I was starting, man. I think things would have been easier. And YouTube. YouTube is a must. You must have a YouTube channel that you go to. YouTube channel where you always go for inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, you run out of inspiration sometimes. You feel like you're not doing enough. So you need like someone that you listen to that gives you that inspiration. Keep going.
I also feel like, going through all this journey that you mentioned when things are hard, can also like make you more resourceful. Because now you know how to do things for yourself instead of you went through the tough things, the tough times. So that makes you a stronger person, if that makes sense. Like you know more and it makes you more humble as well because you know how it's like. So when you do reach in the top, you can and someone is coming out, you can always like, okay, I've been there, like I know how it's like.
Yeah, you need to experience you need to experience rain to appreciate the sunshine.
Yeah, so
That's true.
yeah, because there's some people there that that are fortunate enough to have all the resources already, to make life easy. And you just feel like, man, this guy is they just shut up like that. But that's then, you can always just like have to just work hard. Not everyone is in the same path. Our path will be slow, and this can just skyrocket
That's true.
because they have like resources and they're born in that privilege. But yeah.
And the other point is when you're starting off, never compete with people that have been in the game for too long.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm always
like I can take a bad picture today, but then I've been around, or like for instance, someone you look up to can take a bad picture, and you shouldn't be like, nah, I take better pictures than that person just because of that one picture. You need to understand also like people. Like maybe the conditions you shot in wasn't good. You like even the most professional people take bad pictures, man.
Everyone takes bad.
You have to be like nice to yourself, like good to yourself sometimes. You're gonna take bad pictures.
100%.
You need to keep pushing and don't compete with the people that you look up to. I mean, like there's also equipment that plays a role.
Yeah, I was also guilty of that in terms of like looking at someone else's and I feel like, man, I feel so embarrassed because I was like, this is like, how can I, because I'm always putting myself on that level, and I just feel like insecure about things like that. And I never actually wanted to do it because of that insecurity. And I feel like you need to like move past that, and
It motivates you.
motivate to work hard to achieve those goals. And you felt it?
I agree with that. Also, for me, my main thing is just do it. Like, shout out Nike, but I just do it. Like, a lot of times that doubts me, I'm not a good enough photographer. I don't have my gear is not good enough. Everyone's just leave all of that and just go start shooting. That is my main thing.
Yeah.
Shoot where you can, and for me, that's the best way. Even when I started, for example, when I got my first wedding, I was like doubting myself all the time. I was like, I can't do this, I can't do that. But then when you actually just go, you guys find, okay, it's not that bad, So just be consistent, follow through.
Confidence, bro.
Yeah, just have confidence in your ability to act there. And also follow your mentors as well.
So we look up to each other, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something that you can do that I can't do, bro.
100%. Even that group you're talking about, there's always one person that can do maybe retouching,
You see, like,
it's always.
So like we learn from each other. I mean, like some of the people that I spend my time around, like with photography, anything that I do, when I'm around some people, like we inspire each other, bro.
That's the thing.
We do that, like you hear today, I'm saying, yo, bro, you inspire me. The next day, it's like, yo, bro, you inspire me. Like that energy, man.
That energy is vital.
It's vital, bro. So you need to have those kind of people around you.
Push each other,
Push each other, bro. You can never do everything on your own. Like you can never be good at both video and pictures. There'll always be one that you think, okay, I'm good at this, man.
And there's so much facets to shoot. It's like you create. For example, somebody can be more creative than you. Someone could have a better eye for photography, then someone can be better at retouching, someone can be better at editing, someone can be like, there's so many things that you can learn from. So that's why I always say, like, just be with people that you can get inspired with each other, man. That's the best way.
We learn from each other.
Yeah.
So like
Anything else you guys have to
learn
say?
from Craziekind, man.
Me, I'm also on the same boat as all you guys, you know. I'm just taking it one step at a time, learning, you know, and absorbing everything what everyone has to say.
There's one thing I would like to say: you should be patient.
Yeah.
If you're starting off, don't expect yourself to be like the person that you're looking up to.
Yeah.
You need to be patient. You can't do everything in 1 month. You can't grow. Like it took a person like 10 years or 5 years to be where they are. You can't expect yourself to be on that level in 1 year. There's so much knowledge you need to learn on the way.
Different,
So like
persistence and patience.
Yeah.
Anything, final things you want to say?
No, I'm actually just heavily invested to what you guys have to say because it's actually beneficial for me because I'm learning through your stories, you know, through your, like what you say, inspire others, and I'm inspired right now by listening to you guys, you know. All I can do is listen and learn, you know, and that's one big step, like for those who's looking into photography and videography, you can just listen and because it's the same thing that we're doing now. We're looking at other YouTube videos and learn from them, where people who's watching there can also learn from us, from our experience, you know. And then that will just follow down the line as well, because everyone's going to be watching and learning through each other's experiences. And yeah, I'm truly grateful to be here at Pat Studios, Pat Production, Kiss Media Production, my apologies, yeah. And yeah,
how did we meet?
How did we meet? Yo, we met at the Megala. Is it Summit?
Yeah, Summit.
Summit. So yeah, we were taking some photos and I was like, I came approaching and was like, hey, this.
We didn't photos at the event.
Yeah. So it was actually that's how we met. How did you guys meet?
We met at an event also.
Okay.
Shooting video, right?
Which event was it for you?
Chris O'Neill's event.
Oh yeah. In
Bishop's
Court, yeah. But still, I remember. But did you see the video that came out?
Did he post it on the page?
I think he
didn't post it.
He didn't post it because I spent so much time for it. He didn't still post it, but yeah, I saw you there. And then I think. And also online, we follow each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
it seems like the event is a meeting spot for.
I don't know what we're gonna do now. Like, what we're gonna do with this COVID? Because I mean, there's no events like taking place. Until maybe next year. Yeah. So I hope they bring events back. Soon.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good meeting spot for a lot of people, man.
You connect with so
How did you get into that event? Like, were you just there for less?
No, I was hired to shoot the whole event.
Oh, okay.
So like, when we met.
Yeah. At the legal thing and the event.
No, they are also booked by, like, I think three clients. Yeah, it was about 3 clients, different times.
Okay.
So, like,
So it wasn't like the mate was paying him. It was a client.
It was clients,
Nice.
Yo, just imagine, bro. I wouldn't mind to do this whole event, but then that'd be greedy though.
Yeah.
The whole event, man, it's too big. It's too big.
Yo. Are you planning on shooting for the Musese? That's coming up.
Yeah, I heard it's taking place in Cape Town.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, I'm stuck here, man. I don't want to be going out there so much.
Okay.
But I'll be out there once everything is settled.
Yeah.
For now, I need to focus on here.
Anything else that you want to say?
I don't think I'm good, man.
Okay, I'm also good. I feel like this could be a cool series going forward, you know, invite more people to come and sit on the couch here. So that they can share their stories as well. And there can also be more things we can also talk about in terms of camera gear and stuff, reviews on those things, because I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things we can share and learn from one another. But other than that, until next time, guys, and I thank you for watching this video and checking out Pat and Fabrice, and I appreciate it for allowing me to interview them and bouncing off their stories and stuff and learning, absorbing everything. And I hope you also learned, and yeah, feel free to comment anything that you'd like us to talk about next time, and I'll see you in the next video. Sorry. Be awesome, stay good, and be blessed. Peace out.
La Costa teach.